The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Anil Show.
So what does these women actually deserve? What do they deserve, O'Neill? Because they're saying them deserve this and them deserve that. So after even Amber has said that, the money that they're getting is fine, they still believe them deserve an arm and a leg. Let's go. Lawyer time.
Yes.
What have y'all come back with?
Well, I think, as we said earlier, we have put a lot into this podcast, a lot of meetings. We put our brains, our beauty, our faces, our likeness. And I think considering all things.
So their brains, their beauty, their faces, their likeness. Okay. So, all right. So let's start working at some things, right? What likeness? It hasn't gone anywhere yet. It hasn't been promoted yet. So them likeness hasn't been put out there yet. So let's start right there. Right? They haven't promoted anything with the podcast yet. It's still called the Kountry Wayne's podcast. Then put them brains together by doing what? Talking about the topics that you think you're going to talk about. Okay. All right. So all them do is just talk about the topics they're going to talk about. That's basically what they're saying that them put so far together. I want to make sure I quantify. Because only need to know what they mean when they say certain things.
I think that a fair offer would be just to split it between us and him, 50%. He gets 50% and we take 50% and split it 5 ways, which is just 10% apiece. I think that is a really fair offer, and it makes us on equal grounds.
Equal. So, let me get this right. So Wayne is supposed to spend all of his money, and then he's only supposed to make 50% back of whatever the podcast is making, but they're equal because they are the talent. And they're such unique talent that you cannot find this talent anywhere else, right? In other words, if you were to search the entire globe, this talent doesn't exist anywhere. If you're not thinking like this, then you basically don't understand what they're trying to say and if what they're saying makes sense. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
I'm sensing like a little bit of apprehension, maybe you're reserved about it.
It's not necessarily apprehension. And again, I'm gonna preface it by saying I don't know. This will be my first time working with Wayne, but I'd imagine that someone of his caliber would give a lot of pushback to 50%. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if that man presents his wife with a prenup.
Why wouldn't he present her the prenup with the amount of money that he has? Do you see how casual people talk about it? Like, oh, it's as though, so Wayne basically supposed to just plop a woman right in. Just to show you how them, sometimes if you talk about people and their monies. I would never feel bad if I were to marry a woman that gave me a prenup because she has a family that has a massive wealth before I came there. I wouldn't feel any way about it because the woman have her wealth before I came there. Why would he not want to have a prenup though? Think about it. It would be smart for him to do so. You don't think? Should a wife just come by and take 50% and then them kids left with the other 50 to fight over?
He's not getting married. We're talking about Wayne here.
Right, because he's married to the game, not you, remember?
For sure.
So what do you suggest for us?
Okay, so most lawyers are gonna probably come in and recommend about 10%.
Girl, what? No way.
10%?
What?
Now hear me out. I'm not recommending that for you. I would probably still be aggressive, and I would probably say just even taking in what's in this room, right? You're essentially the face of the podcast.
For sure.
For now. Please put that in there. For now. They're the face of the podcast for now. For now. It's still called the Kountry Wayne podcast. And there's a reason why Kountry Wayne put himself inside of those pictures, because he realized that he could have something like this where these girls could try to stiff him, which is exactly what they're doing right now. They're trying to stiff Wayne. That's what they're doing. This is what I meant when I said that he was trying to stiff them. The people who keep saying, oh, but I'm going to try to get what them deserve. Well, what do they deserve? Have they done anything yet to say what they deserved? Up to now, they have not stated how they're going to make the podcast a success. You realize that? They haven't even told anyone how they, right? In other words, if I'm going to say that I'm worth $50 million. I'm saying I'm worth $50 million because I've done this, 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 this. The only thing they can tell me is beauty. Beauty is something that a lot of other people have. So it is not basically, it's not that scarce. The number one rule in business is supply and demand. What am I supplying to the market that the market is in demand of? Beauty? We can find that anywhere. So that's not basically a caveat. That is not going to be something that's very unique.
Probably recommend somewhere around 25%. I was looking at a couple of contracts, and I would be honest, being a radio host by comparison to being a podcast participant, they kind of level about the same. If we're coming in at 50%, Wayne is probably going to be looking for your likeness, right? Which means, when you're going out, you're doing these promotions and, any promotional events, he's going to be looking for a cut of that too. I think if we came in at about 25%, we probably landed less pushback.
So you're saying 25%, anything we do outside the podcast, we have ownership to, and we still get. Ladies, I think that could be a good deal. Because we can still promote our parties and everything outside of him, make our own money. He can't touch any of that.
That's the key point for me.
You see what's going on now? So listen to Amber and listen to Delisa. So in other words, and remember, Wayne was never asking them for that anyways. But notice what they're trying to do. They're going to use this podcast to see if Wayne can blow them up. And then they're going to go to the side to go make their own monies without him. So in other words, whether the podcast does well or not, they don't care about that. They don't care if deals coming in. They don't care if the bills are being paid. As long as they're getting their promotion on the podcast so they can take that fame to go somewhere else, they're perfectly fine. And that is exactly why they're the ones stiffing Wayne and it's not Wayne stiffing them.
And 5% a piece, I think.
5% of something is better than 0% of nothing.
Yeah. So you think we can get this 25%?
We need to go with the best.
Yeah, I think 25% is going to get us less pushback for sure.
Okay. I think that's great. I think that's a good deal. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, so if we're all in agreement, I do want to let you know that I do have a meeting scheduled with Kountry Wayne tomorrow. And so it is very, very, very important that you do not mention this to him whatsoever. Let it be the first time
That he hears it.
that he hears it coming from me.
We don't want him to see
We
it
don't want
coming.
him to hear it.
How many times do I have to say yes? I understand.
Now, let's be honest. Y'all know Lauren is going to tell Wayne what's going on with it because he already see this coming anyways.
This is important, Lauren.
I'm saying I understand, yes.
24 hours of not saying nothing.
No pillow talking, none of that.
I'm going right to sleep.
Girl.
Look, I'm over the deal. The deal is horrible, right? The deal needs work. Okay, because for me, they haven't told me how they plan to be an asset to Wayne. All they've told me basically is how they're going to be a liability, which is to take monies from Wayne's pocket. So the big question is, will Lauren tell Wayne about this? I say yes, because at this point, that's under the evidence that I have. But what say you? Like, share, comment, subscribe. But talk to you all soon.